Are you a manifestor? Welcome to the Human Design Manifestor Basics. First off, contrary to common knowledge, not everyone is a manifestor. Only 9.8% of the population has this aura type. So stay tuned for some seriously deep intel that just might change the world. Listen up, everybody. This information just might change the world. As I said, I'm not joking. This is seriously important. So whether you are a manifestor in human design or you are part of the 90% of the population that is not, you need to understand how this works. So this training is designated primarily for manifestors to understand this aura type, but it's really for anyone who not only has a manifestor in their life, in their business, in their family, with their friends, their clients, or their coworkers. It's also for those who are curious about how this aura type works. And also, please make note that this is really important for everybody who has been trained to believe that they are a manifestor. And that's pretty much everybody.
If you're a manifestor, your sacral center, you'll see it here circled, it's the white square, will always be white, meaning it's undefined. And your throat center, which is the third square down, will have a channel, which is one of these lines, connected to one of the three centers that are considered motors. As you can see in this case of the root center, the square at the bottom, it may take an indirect route. So this is kind of a complex idea. You'll just notice that on your chart, it'll say type manifestor. And that's really all you need to know. If you want to go a little bit deeper and understand that these squares here where it says motor, that's actually the root center. Over on the right, that's your emotional center. Up at the red triangle is really the ego center. We go over these in some of our other videos. You can start with the Human Design basic video, and I'll put that under the notes here. So if you want to research this in a little bit more depth, we can definitely help you understand this on a greater level. For now, just know that if you're a manifestor, you have energy to your throat and you don't have the sacral energy.
These are the characteristics of a manifestor, which means that they are not in the generator population. They're not a generator, they're not a manifesting generator. So they operate distinctly differently. So manifestors, listen up. Your energy really affects people, okay? Your aura impacts and it repels, and it is intense. So some of the things you might notice if you're a manifestor are: one, growing up, you don't understand why, but you turned people off. I see this with so many of my clients. They were a little off-putting as children. Maybe they didn't have a lot of friends, or they didn't really know how to fit in social groups, or they turned people off and they took it personally. They thought there was something wrong with them. They thought they were weird or whatever it was, without really understanding their aura type. So if you're a parent and you have a manifestor that's a child, this is really important information. It might help them understand themselves a little bit more. So number two, you may have wondered why people don't like you.
It's not like you don't have friends, and please don't mistake me when I say this. It's usually very helpful for people to understand that sometimes people are uncomfortable with this energy. It's not personal, and it's often because people are intimidated, and it's soothing to know that it's not about you. And once you learn to really inform, then people can really support you and gather around you and help you to manifest in a way that's right for you and helps other people feel comfortable.
And again, you may have taken this personally. You may have tried to change your personality so that people like you more. And this actually took away your manifestation power. Number 3, you're faster than everyone else. So you're often thinking, why is everyone so slow? Number 4, you don't really like coaching or people telling you what to do. You'd rather just figure it out on your own. Number 5, you don't really have the energy for long 8-hour work days. And number 6, you wish people would just move out of the way and let you get it done, because you know you're going to do it faster than that. Number 7, if you're not manifesting what you want, you might feel an uncontrollable rage. Number 8, you actually might feel this rage even if you are creating what you want. So anger and rage is really a part of this aura type that you really need to understand and grapple with, because number 9 is you long for peace, but it feels elusive, just completely out of reach. So we're going to discuss all of these things in this video. So projectors came on the scene in 1781. They really have not been here long, and they are some type of a weird insert to assist during this next change, this next level of human evolution that we're going to be seeing in 2027. So what that means is, even though most of the manifestations on this planet have come from the manifestor, the times are changing. So this sort of just do it mentality that's stemming from the manifestor world is not the direction of the future. Now, I know that's shocking for many people and confusing as well, but we have to learn to work together and recognize to follow the guidance of the projector. And yes, even the manifestor will have to learn how the projector may influence the whole. There is a changing of the guard, so to speak. So manifestors do have to understand that even though in the past, in history, they've been the ones to manifest everything, and they've sort of, because of this, we've learned that they just go out and do it and then make things happen, initiate mentality is how things are manifested on this earth plane. And this notion is why we have so many generators that are incredibly frustrated in the world, because they've been following this notion. And manifestors are angry because there is a changing of the guard, so to speak. And the beautiful thing about projectors is that they can't do it alone. They really need the support of this generator fuel. They work hand in hand with the generator. They really have to be recognized. So we're really moving into a time where, even though we need to recognize individuality, we also need to learn how to come together, respect our differences, and work together. So here's the deal, manifestors. There are a couple things you need to know to not just have a successful life manifesting, but what you really truly crave is a peaceful life. So if success comes easily for you, I'm sure that peace does not, okay? So here's a couple things that you need to know. 1, you are a lone wolf, and you're designed for this. So really stop trying to wear that sheep's clothing and tie yourself into a pretzel trying to make people like you. This can be really draining and ultimately really super uncomfortable for everybody. And I know it's hard to feel like people don't like you, but the truth is that you are here to kind of bust out of the lane and be a self-starter and sort of step away from the pack. You really don't fit into the world in the way you might think. You're a starter, okay? You're not here to run businesses, so you do have to learn how to delegate. At one time, the planet was ruled by manifestors, and they were the ones with the ability to make shiz happen. And so, like I said in the last slide, this is kind of changing. So more importantly than learning how to manifest, you must understand how you affect other people, so you can learn how to find this sense of inner peace. If you are bulldozing over people, they will be angry. So your anger is then amplified in the house or in a business environment, okay? So if you're just out there getting shiz done and kind of, not worrying about how you impact people, then the anger doesn't just move through your aura, but it actually will make everyone else around you angry. You are not here to tell people what to do. You are here to inform others on what you are going to do. There is a big difference, and I recommend that you learn it. Your success strategy is to inform. Your not self theme is anger. So you can see I integrate this through the teachings a lot here, because this anger is really informing you that you're not really living your life purpose. And if you see anger exploding in the people around you, that means you're not really understanding how your aura is impacting other people. A manifestor aura is shouting, "Get out of my way. I'm here to make shiz happen." So you need to know this, like if you have people in front of you and you're walking, they're going to feel your aura, and it's going to feel like somebody pushing on them. And this is nonverbal communication. And so this is why people may not have liked you, or you may have, felt alienated when you were a kid. So you really need to know this. And not everyone really enjoys that energy. Informing is an art form. And you're here to master this, because it's not natural. It's not natural to tell people what you're going to do. Hello, excuse me, people, I'm moving through now. I'm going to be manifesting this. And not telling them what to do, because no one really likes that. So you have to understand that for most of you, it was conditioned out of you by unknowing parents and teachers afraid to let that manifestor run wild. And it was conditioned out of you to be submissive, okay? And so this is very uncomfortable, obviously, to the manifestor. And so you don't want to be submissive, but you also don't want to bulldoze over people to get what you want. So one of the most important things you can learn this lifetime is how your energy impacts others and the world around you. Your impact still has power, but you also can't let others control your manifestation. Okay, so that manifestation has power too. So this is a very delicate balance here. You can see that many manifestors' energies has imploded. They don't know how to inform or not let others influence them, and so they have no manifestation power at all. Or they can manifest and they're angry, and people are angry with them because they haven't really understood, what it means to manifest, and they haven't really understood how they're impacting people. So we see this a lot, is that people have either imploded and they just cannot manifest anything, or they are manifesting, but they're really angry and the world around them is angry as well. People are quitting jobs. If they're bosses, then their employees quit all the time because they can't handle that energy. So it's really an art form to understand how to manifest well and how to inform people around you and how to deal with that anger. There are a lot of famous manifestors out there. Susan Sarandon, Jack Nicholson, just to name a couple. Al Gore is also a manifestor. And I know this is really a horrible example, and I do hesitate using it because it might ruffle a couple feathers. People might get annoyed at this. And you can see I haven't used a picture to explain who this famous manifestor is. But it does make a point very clear about the past, and also what happens when a manifestor speak, people line up. And the famous manifestor I'm speaking of is Hitler. Okay, so, like I said, it's a horrible example, but you can see that manifestor does have power to make people get in line and do what they say, okay? And let me make one more point about this famous manifestor. It's not at all that being a manifestor in any way affected or, you know, made that person a bad person. It's not in any way, shape, or form. It doesn't affect, you know, good or bad behavior. That's obviously a whole slew of psychological factors that create that level of confusion and anger and misunderstanding of power, obviously. So I don't want you to attribute that at all to this aura type. However, I was just using that as an example to see the power that is, you know, potentially available to a manifestor, and what happens when a manifestor, you know, can really utilize their power. However, what I'm trying to say at this point is your goal is not to worry what people think of you. However, you do need to understand your power and your impact. And you need to understand how to inform, and learning how to not tell others what to do, but to inform others on what you will do. Now, this takes time and it takes practice. So letting yourself go forth and manifest is an art form if you want to have any friends at all. Okay, because you really got to make sure that you understand that your manifesting has an impact on others. Even though you're a lone wolf and you don't want people to control you, you can have friends, and it's all based on how you actually inform first, so that the red carpet can roll out for you in a gentle and beautiful way. People can support you and help you with your manifestation, but it's in harmony and in peace rather than in anger and in confrontation. So do you see the balance you need? It is truly something you have to learn, and it is an art form. And that's why I encourage manifestors to try and take a little bit of coaching, even though it's not in your design to really listen to other people. For the most part, for most of my clients, I just kind of help them a little bit like, hey, you know, here's your power, go out and use it. But if you can take a little bit of coaching, it'll help you to really find peace and balance in your manifestations. So here's a little decision-making strategy on how to inform. So what is your inner authority impelling? Meaning you need to really understand how that inner authority is impacting your desire. And manifestors do have different inner authorities, so you do need to learn what your unique inner authority is. And if you would like to know this, I recommend going a little bit deeper in some of our programs. We have the Mystical Mindset Power Boost program, which is a very inexpensive way to learn a little bit more about your manifestation power and your inner authority. We have our Human Design Inner Odyssey. So we have a lot of great programs. I'll put them in the links below if you want to learn a little bit more about your inner authority. So you do need to know what your unique inner authority is, and that's where this kind of starts. And then once you get clear on your inner authority, you know what you're going to manifest. So that kind of comes in for you. And then you're going to inform all of those people who will be affected by your action. So anybody who is going to be a part of your, you know, movement forward, your employees, your family, your people, your coworkers. So you want to inform and then take action. Now, warning, this is where the mind could get involved, where you tell yourself, you know, oh, this isn't going to work, or this is stupid, or people can affect your action by telling you not to do it, or, you know, hey, you should do this, you should do that. You can't really listen to anyone else. You got to take action and watch the red carpet roll out. Now, here's one caveat to this, is you really cannot course correct until after you take action. So once you take action and you see what the outcome is, then you can course correct and try something else if it didn't work out exactly in the way that you wanted it to. But unlike other aura types, you do have to wait until after you've taken action before you know if it's going to work for you. So the manifestor in business is the starter. You're not really here to run a business, and you will burn out if you try and keep up in a generator world. You're not even here to fit in the penta. So you want to watch a couple more videos if you need on the intel of my human design business videos, which I'm going to explain Penta in more depth. So go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I'm going to walk you through this in the next couple of videos, and make sure you also you know, hit that bell, and it'll inform you when we put out more videos. And I'm going to kind of help guide this community how to understand how your unique aura and how it works in business, because this is actually what my specialty is and what I'm designed to do, and also what I really think will heal the planet and heal the world of business when people really understand their unique roles that they can play and how they can serve the company. But for you manifestors, for now, you need to know that if you're in a company or a corporation, you need to be aware that you will do best in projects where you're kind of left alone and where you're going out, you're a starter and you're getting things rolling. And you need to work shorter work weeks. You can't do the same amount of time or you'll burn out, you'll feel tired, you'll get adrenal fatigue, you could get, you know, physically ill. And you might need to start your own company and delegate. You know, you are designed often to start things, so I can see how that would be a great way for you to use your manifestation skill. So manifestors, you'll be a lot less angry if you can learn to recognize your role, see the importance of other types, honor people for who they are, and learn the art of informing. Listen up, coaches. Listen up, leaders and teachers who are manifestors. I got really important intel here. I really want to shout this to the rooftops. So if you're listening to this, really pay attention and share with as many people as you can, because you'll see how important this is. If you are a coach or you're a teacher or you're a leader of any kind, your clients will not manifest in the same way as you. Okay, so if you can't recognize that people need different strategies, you're going to get a lot of people failing in your programs. Now, I see a lot of manifestor coaches out there. And they don't really listen. They don't listen very well. It's not part of their design. But if they can just take this one piece of information and know that the reason why your clients are not manifesting in the same way as you is because only, 9% of the population is designed to manifest that way. And so you're really doing a disservice by teaching people your way of manifesting and not learning that other people need a different strategy. Okay, now if you're a different type, if you're a generator or manifesting generator or projector, reflector, and you're watching this video and you're following a 6-figure manifestor coach, and there are a lot of them out there because they are good at manifesting, then chances are that plan may not work for you. Okay, so I hope this sticks, because here I am, a projector. I've worked with many manifestor coaches, and I know this because they've asked me to run their charts. Also, a lot of manifesting generators who are out there talking, mindset pieces, and you go out and you need to be live 24/7, and all of these techniques that really only work for manifestors. And it's really important that, for me personally, it's important to serve the planet and to serve people to understand how to really truly get success, and not just for the manifestors to be out there making 6 figures and having 90% of their clients falling flat and failing. That's not really going to serve anybody. So you can see that this might, upset some people out there, upset some coaches, and upset some types of systems in place, because people don't really understand this model yet. So I do recommend that you share this information. And again, we have a lot of great videos. We have a lot of great programs, and we're designed to serve you on how to run your business correctly and how to serve your clients in a way that's unique to them. So this is a huge blind spot in the coaching industry, and I hope to assist all of you in understanding this key point. You really truly are doing your clients a disservice if you don't understand this. And yes, many manifestor coaches will be 6- and 7-figure industry leaders, and you'll see a lot of manifesting generators as well. in this situation. But if they cannot recognize the uniqueness of their clients that make up 90% of the population at large, they'll be teaching people to be frustrated and be bitter and be disappointed because they cannot follow their lead and manifest in the same way. Imagine how huge this is if people got this, you know, and I've tried to tell some manifestor coaches and they just can't listen. All right, but also that's part of my design because I'm a projector, so I have to be recognized first. And if it was uninvited, then, you know, it was uninvited and I wasn't designed to give information that's not been requested of me. So that's my lesson in all of this. But since you're listening to this video, then you are requesting this information. And as a matter of fact, this whole video was made because a manifestor reached out to me and asked for this video because I did primarily projectors first, then generators. So I know that things are changing and manifestors are ready to hear this because this was an invitation for me to bring this information out. So to me, that's exciting. So remember, manifestors, the times are changing. So here are some keys that I can emphasize and leave you with in today's video. Don't try and fit into a generator world. Recognize the differences of those in your family and in your business. Peace is your ultimate goal. There is an art to informing, so you do need to practice. And by the way, this is not something that was probably taught to you, and it is not natural. So you have to practice, and you have to give yourself time to learn the art of informing. When you're anger, you're living as your not self theme, so pay attention. You can also see that in the people around you. If they're angry, then chances are you have not been informing. Do your best to take a little bit of coaching and do not coach your clients to manifest like you. All right, manifestors, go out and make shiz happen.